Welcome to Currents Up Close. Today we are going to talk about an event I hope you already know about. We're gearing up to host RAGBRAI for an overnight visit on Wednesday, July 22nd. This will be the fourth time that Cedar Falls has been an overnight host, and this is a spectacle, as we all know. We've got a great committee put together to help host this event, and we are having our co-hosts and our committee on our program today to help you get plugged in and learn how you can be involved in this great event. Mary Taylor is co-chairing the event this year. She's the development director at the Western Home Communities. And Mary, you have been involved all four times that the event's been here.
Yep, in various roles all four times. So it's a really fun thing to work on.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job. Steve Carignan, you're the Dean of Special Programs. Associate
But
Dean.
thank you for the promotion.
Sure, yeah, we'll make sure that happens. And also Executive Director of the Gallagher Bluedorn Performing Arts Center. In 2007, you actually co-chaired, and you're back for more.
I did.
Yes.
Great.
Well, thank you for all you're doing. It's going to be a great event. How many riders are we thinking we might have?
Well, officially we have anywhere about 15 to 18. But then there's always sort of people that sort of join the ride or didn't get in the lottery but want to do a little part of it. So that could be another 5 or even 10,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of company.
It's a lot of company.
Yeah, and Mike Hayes, Captain Mike Hayes with the Cedar Falls Police Department.
Yep.
And you are working with Helen Hare, sharing public safety.
Yep. With the department, you and I, police and Cedar Falls Police are working together on the public safety.
Right, and that's a big job as well. Communications and the whole package.
Right.
Yeah.
Communications, emergency personnel. So.
There's a lot to it, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Yes. Well, there's more people involved than just the three of you, too. Do you want to kind of just give a scope of what all it takes to pull this thing off?
Well, Mike already mentioned Helen Hare, and it takes two to do that job. Probably our most important job of the whole ride is taking care of both the citizens of Cedar Falls and our visitors. Yeah. And if we fail at that, nothing else matters. And so Mike and Helen are really important. We also have a fellow named Mike Zwanziger, who is a director at the University of Iowa, the physical plant, and he oversees all the committees that has to do with infrastructure. So the camping and water and showers and all that stuff that makes a small town move into town and then leave without damaging anything else. And then we also have a financial person, Christina Gawecki, who works also at UNI within the business office, and she's been a great treasurer for us and is very, very busy. And then, of course, there are dozens and dozens of co-chairs that work alongside all of us.
Sure, hospitality, volunteers, housing, the whole gamut, right? Well, I think, Mike, people are basically interested in how these riders are going to arrive and how they're going to leave, how this is going to affect traffic and all of that in town. Let's get right to that. How about?
Okay. Well, they're staying the night before Cedar Falls in Eldora, so the last city before Cedar Falls will be New Hartford, and they'll bring Beaver Valley Road in from New Hartford to Union Road, and then they will go southbound on Union Road up to Highway 57, where they will cross Highway 57. And we will have officers there. Union Road will stay open during this time. We're just asking people that are traveling that part to be very cautious of the bike riders. They'll cross Highway 57 or West 1st Street, continue on southbound to West 27th Street, and then they will turn eastbound on 27th Street and end up at UNI at the Unidome and stuff. Now, West 27th Street will be closed for that morning. People that live in that area will still be able to get into their houses, which would be closer to Union and 27th Street, but also University Mills. We have an alternate route for those people to get into that area. So it will be congested. If people can find alternative routes, I would suggest finding that alternative route because it could be slowed down during that time.
Sure, sure.
We also have support vehicles that will be coming in from Eldora at the same time, and we're asking them to use Highway 20 to Hudson Road, and then they'll bring Hudson Road down, and all around the university it's going to be congested and stuff from probably 9 in the morning until 6 at night. So we're just asking people to be very careful when they're there. the support vehicles will drop off their stuff. They'll also be parking in that area, RV parking for camping. So there's a lot of people coming into town, and we're asking the drivers in that area be vigilant as far as looking out for bikes and stuff. There will be officers at major intersections directing traffic to make sure that the flow is continuous and things like that.
Right, right. Well, like Steve said, if we don't get the safety part down, nothing's right. So
correct.
yeah, so thanks for all you're doing. That's a big job to get all of that planned and communicated to everyone. So.
Yes.
Actually, we'll have these maps and this information on the website so folks can check in and stay abreast of what the plans are. So that website is cedarfallsragbrai.org. So keep plugged into that to refer to maps and that sort of thing.
And we will be out in the community making sure that people on the route know about this. I'm going to have officers delivering some things a couple days before, letting people know that RAGBRAI is going to be here on Wednesday and stuff, to be careful, especially the housing developments out off Union Road and stuff. And Ride Right, which is a subcommittee of public safety, is taking care of a lot of that.
Yeah, Russ and Cindy Dodd have been chairing that.
Yep.
They've been working really hard
They have been working very hard on that.
Yeah, to make sure everyone's safe. And
Yes.
yeah. So what time do we think that the riders are going to be arriving?
There will be some that will arrive as early as 6, we've been told, but I think the good majority, it isn't a very long ride. Plan on about 9 o'clock in the morning, start seeing a lot more riders coming in. They have to be in Cedar Falls by 6. I think a good majority of them will be here way before that.
Sure, it's kind of a short day, isn't it? Yeah, and there's lots to see and do in Cedar Falls, so we think they'll be coming early.
We hope
Yes.
they do.
Well, we kind of glossed over that Ride Right stuff. Let's go back to that for just a moment, because I know the guys have a graphic that shows some of the safe riding practices, and I want to make sure that our viewers get a good look at that and have a good understanding of the message that we're trying to convey to keep everyone safe.
Yep. What I would say is the bicyclists are going to be wearing real bright clothing, so they'll be able to see them. Most drivers are going to be able to see them. They'll be wearing headgear. They should stay to the right. They have to obey all the laws that traffic does. So hopefully we keep them. I know they're going to be in groups, and we will have it slow down, because when you have that many riders, there's no way they're going to stay in single file. So we'll keep them as close into their lane as possible and stuff like that. We're not going to have them in the other lanes and stuff. And we'll have officers making sure that they're doing that. We just ask that drivers be very cautious on this day, more than usual. We do have a bike-friendly community here, and we just want people to understand there's a lot more bikes here today, and to drive very carefully and cautiously.
Right. Well, let's get to some of the fun parts of it too, the entertainment and the volunteer activities, how our viewers can get plugged in and be involved. Let's talk a little bit about the entertainment that's going to be offered.
Well, we're offering a whole afternoon of entertainment. Starts around 1 o'clock and starts off kind of quiet. Sort of an unplugged afternoon is the way we've been thinking about it, where we're working with some local and regional folks. And then the Blue Band, another great local regional act, takes us to the main stage around 5 p.m. and we move to the beer garden, and it's traditional big stuff. So big name bands, and we cap off, of course, with Hairball, which is an 80s hair band tribute act that is an incredible guilty pleasure, but does a great show with your favorite, be it REO Speedwagon or Kiss or any of those, huge pyro. I mean, it's just, it's a guilty pleasure.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun.
We sure hope so. We also, of course, will have vendors providing all kinds of different food. If you like walking food, there'll be just about everything you're used to, and probably some creative ones too. So it's kind of a fun event just to stroll through. There'll be some, we were just talking today about having some folks doing juggling and statues and some other things, sort of festival style, that'll add some benefit to it too. But for anybody who volunteers, you get free admission.
Great.
to all the entertainment and the beer garden. You get a free rides on our shuttle buses that are going throughout town, and so it makes it a lot of fun right here on campus. The other part of entertainment, though, is one that we haven't shown on the map yet or talked about the entertainment. That is going into our city. It's a remarkable opportunity to go downtown and have the great food and the great fun down on the hill, but also and also downtown. This is an opportunity for us both as merchants, but also as citizens to sort of show off the remarkable nature of the community. And I think when you talk to people at RAGBRAI, that's what they look forward to doing. They look forward to getting the flavor of the town or the city they're visiting, and I think we'll see that.
Great, yeah, and we've got a lot to show them. You mentioned we'll have a shuttle system to move people about. Tell us how that's going to work.
Well, there are going to be shuttles set up at College with stops at College Hill, at College Square Mall.
Okay.
So a lot of people will be dropping off their cars there, volunteers and other folks from the ride. And then we'll also have two stops downtown and a stop
On College Hill.
On College Hill.
And then looping
Right.
through the campgrounds
And then,
to be picking
right,
up
and then of course
dropping
looping
off.
through the campgrounds and picking people
Sure,
up and dropping
taking
them
people
off.
to showers and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So if the public is volunteering and wants to get onto campus, a good way to do that is to park at College Square.
College Square is a great place to park. The other thing is, even if you just are coming for the concert,
Yeah.
what a great way to make sure you're not going to have any problem getting off campus and back to your car, and no traffic to deal with, and no chance of endangering bicyclists by trying to drive through shared streets. So I think if you're smart,
Yes.
you take the shuttle and you take advantage of not worrying about some of that traffic and stuff.
Right, right. And so to ride the shuttles, there's a fee unless you have a Cedar Falls RAGBRAI t-shirt,
Right.
correct?
If you have a volunteer shirt, or if you're a rider,
Okay.
a RAGBRAI rider,
With a
you can
wristband?
ride them free. If you're not, it's $2 a ride, but a $2 ride, instead of having to weave through traffic, it's a no-brainer.
Right, right. Well, and as Mike said, also we're a bicycle-friendly community, so there'll be a lot of bicyclists on the streets
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would like to interject something there, because there may be bicyclists that are going down to the parkade and stuff, and one of the routes that I've talked about was taking Searly Boulevard to Clay Street. So people that may live on those areas may see heavier bike traffic than usual too, so be cautious in those areas throughout the
Sure.
day also.
I think generally the whole community, because people who are staying in people's yards and things like that might settle into the yard, but then take their bike into the entertainment and things, or out for dinner or anywhere. So you'll see bikes. We will be the bicycle community that day.
Yeah, for
there'll be bikes
sure.
everywhere.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Well, so yesterday, TJ Jeskowitz, who is the director of RAGBRAI, was in town, and he provided a few comments about what we might expect and what the residents might see when RAGBRAI's in town. So let's listen to what TJ had to say.
What makes RAGBRAI special is a pretty simple formula. We have incredible people in our state. We have incredible towns. We don't have beaches. We don't have mountains in our state. They're going to ride through cornfields. They're going to ride through bean fields. But when they come into a town, they roll out the red carpet. From people baking pies, people, opening up their churches, people, little kids with squirt guns. It's that experience from the smallest town to the largest town in Iowa. Everyone rolls out the red carpet to welcome riders into their community. Nowhere else in the world does it like RAGBRAI and Iowa together. So our greatest asset by far is our people in our towns. And if you ask anyone about what they enjoy about RAGBRAI, they'll say the food and they'll say about the ride, but it'll always be mentioned in the same breath. The people of Iowa are what makes RAGBRAI special. Well, each and every year we try to come up with a different RAGBRAI route. Obviously, we want to make it safe and enjoyable for all participants. We've got people coming from all over the world. We have people from probably 20 plus countries coming on RAGBRAI, all 50 states, every U.S. territory. So we'll have upwards of, some days we'll have 20,000 riders out there. Only 30 some odd % are from Iowa. So we've got a lot of visitors to our great state. Again, some of them the first time they're visiting our state of Iowa, and I think 1 out of 3 riders on RAGBRAI have never done RAGBRAI before, so it's a new experience for them. So we're always trying to put out a new route. Haven't been to Cedar Falls since 2007, so with an 8-year gap, it's a long enough time that people wanted to come back here. People from Cedar Falls were asking for the ride to return, so it just seemed like a great year to bring it back. Even though we were just in Waverly, a closed town last year, they probably didn't think it was going to come back so soon. But what a great community to bring RAGBRAI to, with obviously great community support, great support from the University of Northern Iowa as well. So I think the riders are really going to enjoy this visit to Cedar Falls. So the night before we'll be staying in Eldora, which is a town of under 3,000 people. The next day we ride here to Cedar Falls, which is obviously one of the major universities here in our state, so we can showcase a university as well as a thriving community. Riders will get to experience all parts of the community, from campus where they'll be staying, showering, eating, being entertained, but there's also shuttles into the downtown to enjoy those businesses, restaurants, etc. down in that downtown area. So we want to make sure that they get to experience what Cedar Falls is all about. From downtown to campus, I think it's going to be a great stop. Well, the neat thing about doing the pre-ride, we get to, literally experience what those riders are going to experience on a bike, from, knowing how tough that hill is, or, how far apart that last town is. So once they leave there, the last stop before Cedar Falls, the riders will have big smiles on their face. They're going to be coming in, riding south on Union Road, and then they'll see the big dome as they come in on D17. So that's a great sign. A lot of towns, you'll be looking for that water tower. You'll be looking for some major landmark. A landmark like the Unidome doesn't get any bigger than that. So when the riders finally see that glimpse of, there it is, it's going to put a bigger smile on their face that they're almost here. Well, the residents of Cedar Falls will enjoy RAGBRAI a lot more if they're not riding in RAGBRAI. Just come out and experience RAGBRAI. You can volunteer. They need plenty of volunteers, and volunteers are different things. It could be giving information at an information center. It could be help parking cars. It could be serving beers in the beverage garden. It could be baking pies at a bake sale. So there's all different levels that people can get involved. They could host people in their home. A lot of people like, instead of setting up their tent in the main campground, setting it up in someone's backyard. So there's all different ways for residents to get involved. If they get involved as a volunteer, as a host home, they'll enjoy RAGBRAI a lot more than people that just watch from afar. One of the most important things that makes a community successful is the leadership and the RAGBRAI committee. And here in Cedar Falls, we got a great mix of people from the university as well as people from the community. And when we have those two forces combined, there's nothing they can't do. So we've got great help from the city, obviously police department, city officials, people with the university. So with that type of people coming together, leading groups of volunteers and leading individuals in the community, I know RAGBRAI is going to be just a great visit to Cedar Falls.
Welcome back to Currents Up Close. We're talking today about the visit of RAGBRAI coming to Cedar Falls on Wednesday, July 22nd, and I've got Mary Taylor, Steve Carignan, and Mike Hayes here to tell us all about the plans and the activities. Mike, we were going to talk a little bit about the layout of the campgrounds and how the riders will be exiting town. So you want to cover that for us?
Yeah, when they come into town, a good majority of the camping is going to happen on the UNI campus, Old Nielsen Fieldhouse area, west of the Dome, and even some off University Avenue. So there will be lots of tents, lots of RVs and things like that. Basically, as they come into town, they'll get their sleeping bags, their tents and stuff, and get them set up. There will be direction for them where they go and stuff like that, as far as the campers and the support vehicles. There'll also be camping at private residence too. I mean, there's friends, and we've had all kinds of requests, even through the police department, of police officers that ride this. Could we stay in your house and stuff like that? So the campgrounds up at the university work very nice. They have showers up there and things like that. So that's a good thing. Once they're bedded down, sleep, get up early the next morning. They'll be leaving at that time. Basically, the route is going to be Hudson Road all
Okay.
the way. So we asked vehicles again, if they can find an alternative route, that would be great. This is coned off all the way from 23rd Street to the southern city limits. So bicyclists will be using what I consider the outside lane of Hudson Road, and they will be going all the way up to Highway 20. And once they cross Highway 20, they will be going into Hudson for that day. So again, we're asking drivers to be careful. We understand Industrial Park is out there. Letters are going to be sent to the industrial park areas asking their employees to please find alternative routes, whether it's Union Road if they work west of Hudson Road, or Highway 58 if they are east of Union Road. Also, support vehicles. Highway 58 is going to be busy because they'll be leaving the campus either via Hudson Road, University Avenue, up to 18th Street. They will be going eastbound on 18th Street to 58, and then Highway 58 to Highway 20 onto their next stop, which is Hiawatha the next day. So, and they should be out of town by 10 o'clock in the morning. A good majority of the heavy traffic is going to be between the hours of 6 and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Sure. Well, it sounds like you've got it all covered.
Yes, we hope.
Good, good. Well, one of the reasons that we're on the program today is we know that the viewers want to get involved and get plugged in. Mary, tell people how people can volunteer. What are our needs? What do we need to have happen here?
Well, we need about 1,000 volunteers, maybe a little more than that, starting some the day before, the day of, and then the morning after. We have about 18,000 guests that we're expecting, so we have lots of needs to take care of them. We need volunteers to help direct campers, to help in the information tent, to ride shuttles and act as hosts on the shuttles, to kind of staff the shower areas, work with towel distribution. We need people to help get the campers directed into their spots, get people kind of organized in the big campground areas, all kinds of help with sanitation and garbage patrol. We have a pretty big recycling effort, so we need help with that. We have just lots of opportunities. Beverage garden, we need lots of volunteers in the ticket selling and beverage garden area. And all of that information is on our website at cedarfallsragbrai.org. There's a volunteer form there you can fill out and indicate that you'd like to help, and then you'll be contacted by one of our chairs to get you plugged into an area that you'd like to work.
Great. I know Phyllis and Lynn Carter are heading up the volunteer committee.
They're doing a great job. Phyllis and Lynn have done this kind of project many times before. They know everybody in town, and so they've got great resources, and they've got good helpers as well. So they're the contacts. If you want to contact Phyllis or Lynn directly, you can do that. Or cedarfallsragbrai.org is where the website is.
Great. So if you haven't called us, expect a call from them.
Right, right. So consider getting involved. It's one of the great ways to really help show off our community. One of the most fun volunteer opportunities last time was that host opportunity on the shuttle buses, because people got to meet riders from all over the country and all over the world and really share about Cedar Falls and what makes our community unique and really talk about their hometown. So volunteers really enjoyed that role.
And it makes the whole experience for the riders very special.
Well, and for the volunteers as well, because they just had that opportunity to interact with people that were taking part in this fun event.
And we're looking for hosts as well.
We are looking for housing hosts as well, and they can also sign up at cedarfallsragbrai.org. There's a host housing form there. If you're willing to have campers in your yard, either in a tent or you have an RV space, or if you would offer a bedroom and a bathroom in your home, riders appreciate that as well. We hope for a really nice, comfortable day, but if it's hot, they would definitely appreciate some air-conditioned overnight accommodations.
In July, it usually is hot.
We had a great day in 2007, so we're hoping for the same this year.
Yeah, who's in charge of the weather this year?
Well, we have a group effort, really hoping for the best.
Well, now volunteers will fill out a form on the internet, on the website, and that includes the t-shirt size, right?
It does.
Volunteers receive t-shirts?
Yep, it does include an opportunity for a t-shirt for helping, and that t-shirt is also your entree into the beverage garden that will have a cover charge starting at $6.30, but if you're a volunteer or you have purchased a Cedar Falls t-shirt, you can get in free into the beverage garden, and you can also ride the shuttle buses for free with that t-shirt. So that's a great way to kind of create an affordable evening for yourself. If you volunteer sometime during the day, you can come in and enjoy the beer garden in the evening.
Right, and t-shirts can be purchased where?
We have them online at cedarfallsragbrai.org. If you want to order them, there's a small shipping fee with that. So if you're local, you want to check out one of our retailers. That includes University Book and Supply, the Hawkeye Community College Bookstore, Scratch Cupcakes, Bike Tech, Europa, Shields, or there's one. Oh, at the Cedar Falls Tourism and Visitors Bureau. I
good
forgot
job.
I forgot home base.
Well done.
And those locations are listed on the website as well if you didn't catch one of them.
All of this is on the website, and so the routes, volunteer opportunities, schedules, the band, our sponsors. Steve, you want to talk about our sponsors?
Yeah,
This takes money.
It's just like volunteers. We look for corporate and businesses to help as they can help as well. So some businesses come on and provided teams of volunteers. Other businesses are able to help financially with modest sponsorships. We really provide the funds that make RAGBRAI sort of self-supporting, and we rely on the revenue generation to make sure that no undue burden is taken by anybody here in Cedar Falls, and that we continue to invest in the community with RAGBRAI money instead of drawing it down a little bit.
Right.
But we look to sponsors to show off and show their civic pride and connect with new customers and be the people that help people come back to Cedar Falls after the ride. And spend the night in maybe one of our more comfortable accommodations than the camping accommodations.
With less of a crowd.
But, there's wonderful business opportunities in it, but also a civic pride opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, there's a reason that RAGBRAI's been to Cedar Falls 4 times,
Right.
and that's because we do step up and provide sponsorships and volunteers and do a good job hosting. So we've got a few minutes left. Let's talk about the entertainment one more time, because we kind of went fast the last time, and I want to make sure people know that it really is going to be fun.
Well, it's great. And anybody who has a t-shirt, of course, gets in for free. Anybody who doesn't, it's only $5 for a whole day and night of entertainment. So it's a really, really, really nice night. And once you get in, you have access to the food vendors and everybody else, and you can really make a night of it. Think about a great outdoor summer night concert for $5. How awesome is that?
Yes.
And it's the bands are all picked to provide good, steady quality entertainment, to make you laugh and to make you rock on. And so it's a great opportunity. What we find is oftentimes there's at least as many folks from here in town at the beer beverage garden entertainment as there are riders. So it's just a great party. It's a great opportunity to meet new people. It's a great opportunity to get out and have a great evening.
Well, and it's a little bit different these days with social media. A lot of the riders are getting their information via Facebook, and I know there's been some fun and entertaining videos that have been posted. And
yeah, we're trying to embrace that. I mean, what makes RAGBRAI work is the quality of the community and making it fun. And if you can do those two things, money, all that stuff takes care of itself. People want to be part of it, so the volunteers come. Businesses want to be part of it, and so they participate. And the riders, of course, love to have a fun experience. If you talk to RAGBRAI riders from all over the world and country, you're going to hear stories about Cedar Falls. And that's kind of a fun thing. We always think of ourselves as a little place, but it turns out in biking and in having great digital access, we're national and international leaders. So it's kind of fun.
Right. And it's a very memorable experience. Right. Mary and I have talked about seeing folks in t-shirts from the last go around. So be sure and get your t-shirt and get plugged in somehow, some way, because this is a spectacle of an event and everybody wants to be involved.
There are hundreds of stories of people that got involved in RAGBRAI and formed lifelong friendships and partnerships. Just doing a giant project like this makes the city stronger and makes the university stronger. And to do it and have fun at the same time is it's icing on the cake.
Right, and forges the relationships between the city and the campus as well.
Yep.
Well, once again, take a look at cedarfallsragbrai.org and do plan to participate and get involved. Thank you for joining us.